So just a short video today. So two recommendations. The first one is a YouTube channel called Hayes Reviews. So maybe I'll show that to the camera. Can you see it? I'm not sure if it's back to front, but I'll spell it Heys and then reviews, REVIEWS, Hayes Reviews. And what this guy does is that he reviews books, some really interesting books. He does it in a very entertaining way. So one that I watched last night was about how the German National Socialist Workers' Party was funded. Who funded it? I've been watching another one now about, well, I'm not even going to mention it now. It's actually a bit controversial, but yeah, he does some fantastic stuff. I also like, without a shadow of a doubt, this guy is 100% legit. He doesn't have staff. He's just a one-man band. He's not wearing, a checkered shirt. I don't think he looks like a private schoolie. He's not been a member of the British Army in the past, or ex-secret services or anything like that. This guy is 100% legit. I think he's got like less than 200 subscribers on YouTube. So that tells me that he's 100% legit. His channel is probably being heavily shadow banned. So what I want you guys to do is go and check out his stuff. He's absolutely brilliant, fantastic. And, as you know, I'm unmonetized as well. I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for ego. Nothing would delight me more than to see this guy, end up with tens of thousands of subscribers, because he deserves it. He deserves, in some ways, he actually deserves more subscribers than I do. He's absolutely brilliant. So that's this guy called Hayes Reviews. Just on this now, I don't know about you guys, but I find it very difficult to identify who's legit and who isn't at the moment. Just come outside now because my son came home from school. Absolutely outrageous, interrupting my YouTube video. Anyway, yes, I do find it difficult to discern between people who aren't legitimate and people who are. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about that again, really. Other than, I think for me, some giveaways really is when people are shilling hard for cash, and they're talking about donations to stuff. I think that is something that controlled opposition are more likely to do, ask you for money. And I think that's to do with the way that their kind of Satanism works, like you've obviously consented, haven't you, if you've paid money to these people. And then as well, I don't know whether I'm just some pleb from Rochdale, but I get wary when I hear these kind of posh RP accents and the Oxford kind of shirts, with the checks on and all of that. I'm not gonna. I think actually what I'm going to do from now on is not mention people who I believe to be controlled. I'm just not going to mention them at all. So yeah, that's the first recommendation. Second recommendation is a guy who isn't on YouTube at all. He's got his own website. Now this guy, he is an orthopedic surgeon, and he specializes in feet, ankles and stuff. So he's the sort of guy that you would have gone and seen, if you ruptured your Achilles tendon or something, and he was the man to kind of fix stuff like that. Anyway, he was never working, or he hadn't been working for the NHS when the DIVOC came along. For me, that's probably a good sign, you know, because I think for the old the NHS, things have been going badly. You know, I think there've been some very bad things going on within that organisation. I'm just going to have to choose my words very carefully at the moment, but I think there's been lots of bad things happening inside that organisation, and what we all talk about now, the thing that started in 2020, there's probably lots of other things that have been going on within that organisation. So somebody that's chosen to leave that organisation and work in private hospitals, you know, I certainly don't hold anything against people that did that. Yeah, so this guy, he's called Doc Malik. So Doc being short for doctor. So if you Google DOC, Doc, and then Malik, MALIK, you'll come to his website, and basically he's got like over 100 interviews with some people in there. Now, the ones that I've listened to so far that I've been particularly interested in are people who also worked, or maybe some still work, in the November Hotel. Okay, so I've just another interruption to this video because it's a day later now. I was just about to, or I had uploaded it, but I think I need to put some extra information in, and that is Doc Malik. He posted a picture on Twitter of his suit that he used to wear when he was doing consultations, and said that this maybe is the last time that he's going to be working as a foot and ankle consultant. In other words, he suspects that maybe his his career as a surgeon has come to an end, which is very sad. But you know, not uncommon at all. So anyway, look, I just thought I would tell you a little bit more about the videos that he did that I particularly like. So the first one that I watched was an interview that he did with a guy called Adam Rowland, who was a physio. And for me, I found this particularly hard hitting. Many different reasons. I think one reason really was just how this Adam Rowland guy was kind of duped, really. Just the incredible naivety of the guy in terms of you know, what he allowed to be done to him. And then the other things that were sort of shocking, really, or terrible, was what the November Hotel Sierra did, that they just basically do what they normally do, which is close ranks and deny that it was their responsibility. You know, it was their well, I can't use the words, can I? Because the video's just going to get pulled. Other ones that I liked, Dr. Jane Donegan. She's another former NHS doctor. That was very good. Mitch Firestein, he's the author of Planet Ponzi. So he's also branched out into other areas. Mitch Firestein's fantastic economist, highly recommended. He understands Austrian economics. He understands the dynamics of debt. If you've not read his book, Planet Ponzi, definitely buy it and read it. It's a fantastic book. It's probably been out now over 10 years, but it's just as relevant today as it was when it was first published. Liz Evans, she's the Chief Executive Officer of the Medical Freedom Alliance. I've watched that one. All of his podcasts, they tend to be quite long, you know, some of them running up to 2 hours. So if you like deep dives, in fact, you know, the Hayes Review guy is very much the same. You know, his podcasts aren't short, intellectually lightweight stuff. He really gets into detail. Then there was a Swiss doctor, Dr. Thomas Binder. I don't know exactly how you say that. So that was quite interesting, just in terms of the same sort of tricks that were played under communism in Russia have even been played in places like Switzerland. He's also interviewed, Dr. Malik has also interviewed Matt Letizia, and there was another one with an anonymous NHS manager. But there's tons of them. There's over 100 of these videos now, and most of them are accessible free of charge. And basically, yeah, I think his wife is a consultant as well, this Doc Malik. But, you know, obviously his income now his family income will have halved, and people get used to having a lifestyle with high outgoings. So, you know, and last night I did offer a prayer that Doc Malik can find some other sources of income, because this guy has made sacrifices. It's like what I was getting at earlier in the week. You know, that those of you who are still free riding need to have a good long look in the mirror, because there are plenty of people out there, brave people, who've stopped the Nazi passports, but it's come at some personal cost. And this guy, Doc Malik, is another one. So yeah, definitely go to his site and you know, consider. But I don't do digital. You see, this is the other thing for me. You see, is that I don't do digital. I only do cash. So if I was ever to go back over to England, I probably would, you know, buy him a few drinks or whatever. But if you do digital, I'm sure there are ways digitally of bunging him a few quid. Because he might need it for a while, you know, until he's managed to establish an alternative source of income. And he doesn't shill for cash particularly hard. And the fact that most of his stuff is available free of charge, for me, is a very positive sign. So yeah, that's this little interlude about Doc Malik. So we'll now go back outside, and travel back in time to yesterday to see what else I said. It's quite interesting. Some of his guests, I think I might have a few doubts about, you know, in terms of they could well be controlled opposition. I'm not going to say who those people are, because I think it's up to us now as individuals to discern who. Because of course the other thing as well is you don't know for sure. So when I did those videos about Tricky Dicky, you know, they were just basically it was just all facts, really. All I was doing was just describing what was on the front of his own YouTube site. So I wasn't doing anything. But anyway, look, you guys now, I think, have got to make up your own mind. I'm also, look, just one more thing as well. I am very wary of, you know, posh private school boys, you know, because I think, and in particular, and maybe you can guess who I'm referring to here, in particular, those people who have barely disguised snobbery towards people who aren't like them. There's one of those guys in particular who's quite high profile within the community, and I don't trust this guy at all, because I've listened to quite a lot of his stuff, and the more you listen to his stuff, the more you obviously get to know him, and he has a very, very patronizing and condescending attitude to people who didn't go to prestigious public schools. You know, he's the type of guy that believes his own publicity, that because he went to, you know, a prestigious public school, he's automatically more superior, or he is superior to you. Can't be more superior, either superior or not. So he kind of comes across as being pretty arrogant. So he's the type of guy I can totally believe who might want to be controlled opposition, because he has contempt for the plebs, for the useless eaters. He already has that contempt, and he shows that contempt very frequently when he's talking to his guests. Yeah, you know, I've noticed this particularly with, and what I don't like is when he's interviewing people who are not like him, and you know, working class people defer to him, you know, just because he's got an RP accent. It doesn't, you know, I don't like that when people automatically defer to people who've got RP accents and assume that just because he went to, you know, some Oxford or Cambridge college, then that must mean he's more intelligent than you are. It's just like a load of nonsense. Yeah, so so that's it today. I might do one more video tomorrow, which I'll post up, so you can kind of watch it just before Christmas begins. Over here in Finland, the big Christmas event is on Christmas Eve. That's when Christmas is celebrated over here. And yeah, that's all I want to say today. So, you know, in particular, this Hayes Reviews, strongly recommend this guy, and he deserves more followers. So pile in over there and hit the subscribe. This guy deserves more subscribers, and he's unmonetized as far as I can see. There's no adverts that pop up. So anyway, God bless.